get this started. Let's get this started. Welcome back to As the Chakram Turns. I'm Helen.
I'm Bryn.
And we are going to be talking about 2 episodes of Xena today because just one of them didn't make sense, and that is the Debt 1 and 2 from Season 3.
To be fair, we had already just finished recording an episode where we bashed Gabrielle a lot. And in the debt, that's all we wanted to do again. And figured you guys shouldn't have that without having all the information.
It's
all for you.
It's true, because there is some Xena bashing we can do now.
Yes. So, to follow on with the subtext of the show, it starts off with Xena rolling over and trying to cuddle Gabrielle.
Yeah, but she's not there. She's off praying about her quote-unquote dead kid. That's not dead. It's just out there being a demon child. Anyway, that's a problem for me. And then Xena finds her, and then they get attacked. Sort of.
They're very considerate fighters because there was like 6 of them that, just kept waiting until one got pushed aside.
I know,
and then
they
kept
attacked
fighting.
in order. It was very nice of them. Very, very, very well done.
And then we get where the messenger comes in to explain that the green dragon is too large.
Yes, and the weak one sent him. And then Xena gets all mysterious, and then Gabrielle's like, what does that mean?
I love how okay, so we're in ancient Greece. I get that we're in ancient Greece.
Sort of ancient Greece. I think we're supposed to still kind of be like, I don't know, did they get home to Greece? Anyway, continue.
They had to. She had Argo.
That doesn't mean she was in Greece, it just means she wasn't in Britannia.
Fair.
There's a lot of land in between there. You know what I mean?
Okay. Semantics all aside, I get that this is our timeline that we're in this ancient part. Never once have we actually come across a dragon.
No.
But Gabrielle does make it a point to ask if she is going to fight a literal dragon.
Well, I mean, she has come across literal titans and centaurs. I mean, I get that there's a difference, but one mythical creature is a mythical creature is a mythical creature. Like if you can believe centaurs exist because you've seen them, they're not dragons.
This is coming from the human who actually does believe that dragons still exist somewhere in the
Also
world.
gods. Like, she's literally talked to gods.
It's fair. It's true. But
literal god. Aphrodite,
but if
Ares,
she's trying to push
Cupid. Like, she's been at these gods for a bit now. Like, why wouldn't she believe in a dragon?
But she's trying to push Gabrielle away.
Yes.
To say, you can't come with me, you have to stay away.
Yes.
Because I know you can't handle this.
Right. Because she's going to kill somebody. And she's very clear about that. And she's very like, this is what's happening. This is what I am going to do.
But if you are going to fight a literal dragon, wouldn't you want your best friend with you?
No. Because they probably get eaten by the dragon.
We have no proof on that, and you don't have to give me that look.
I mean, you took that a little bit more personally than I was expecting. But, like, that's fair. Because you'd want to touch the dragon.
It'd be pretty!
And that's why she'd get eaten by the dragon. Alright? Like, that's just... I know my girl. I'd want you home. And Xena knows the same thing. Xena says to her, you cannot handle what I am going to do.
It's true.
I mean, she then spends the next 2 episodes proving Xena right.
Yeah.
So, it's not... I mean, yeah. But either way...
I know personally me. I'd want my best friend close.
Yeah, because you know you'd want to go touch the dragon and you need somebody to stop you.
Well, at least I'm not dumb.
I mean...
I have backup.
I'm just gonna let this one go. Alright. I'm just gonna let it go.
So now we get into Xena's backstory, which is immersive. I love it.
I do. I love
There is
the backstory.
nothing that I don't love about her backstory. And we don't even get to Lao Ma yet, and she's one of my favorites.
I know, she's definitely up there.
But so we get to learn about her time after Caesar not chopped her legs, smushed her legs.
Smushed her legs, but we're not clear on the time, and I was looking at the wiki. The wiki says like Xena minus 7 years, which means 7 years before the start of the show. That timeline is a little fucky.
A little?
So I'm just gonna ignore the timeline because most of Xena's timeline doesn't make sense. It just doesn't.
That's fair.
I'm just gonna pretend it doesn't exist. But I did think that putting it as 7 years pre-Xena, when Solon was 10 in season 2, is sus.
Yeah.
So the math doesn't add up. There's bad math happening.
Shocked that the person who's actually good at math figured that out, because I wouldn't have. I'd be like, okay, it's 7 years before Xena.
I like timelines to make sense, although I am used to them not making sense being somebody who is a huge sci-fi fan. Like, almost no timelines make sense in sci-fi.
That's true. Because even with Solon being 10 in season 2, we haven't even got to the point where we just got Boreas. Not that...
Well, we got Boreas in season 2 with Solon, right? So,
but we have Boreas now, and their relationship being growing as it is.
Yeah.
But she hasn't been pregnant yet. So.
That we know of. It's not talked about. And we're not going to really find out any more of that information until next season.
Oh, goodness.
So, yeah, I'm just going to go with the Xena timelines don't make sense. It's fair. The Xena timelines don't make sense.
So we learn about her past and how she went to Qin and is this ruthless warlord at this time, but not quite the warlord because technically Boreas is leading the charge. Mm-hmm. So that's bizarre, really. And they are fighting against these Qin soldiers against Ming Su.
Yes, Ming Su.
And Xena kills.
Yeah. Sorry, go. I don't know what I was thinking.
And as they go and massacre these soldiers, Boreas is like, wait, one person has to stay alive to send a message, blah, blah. Xena asks to have the dead and throws down pikes with heads on them.
Yeah.
And the one that we see very close up is the one that Boreas said to keep alive.
Yeah, she's just not good at keeping people alive. You can tell she's a little bit vengeful and definitely angry, but not like directed at things. Just everyone needs to die because I want them to. Yeah.
So unless you are fulfilling some sort of role for Xena at this time, your life is forfeit.
Yes.
And that's when we come across Ming Tian as a little boy.
Yes, who is Ming Su's son.
And Lao Ma's.
Yes, but we don't find that out till the next episode.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Because we don't meet Lao Ma. When do we meet Lao Ma?
We do meet her. No, we do meet her in the first.
I know we meet her in the first episode. I just don't know which part.
No, they're all blending together.
Because I know that they meet Ming Su first. And then they try to do a deal, and then they double-cross. Boreas double-crosses and goes to Lao, the House of Lao, or whatever. The House of Lao. And that's how Lao Ma gets involved, and then there's a thing.
Right, because Lao Ma and Boreas are enjoying each other's company. They clearly are going to be...
And Xena gets really, really, really jealous. But it's not super clear.
Well, she does say to Gabrielle, she's like, you want her dead because she was flirting with Boreas. And she's like, no, I want her dead because she would civilize him. Yeah. And I needed him to be the wild animal.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that it's not like a romantic thing. She gets rid of him so fast in every instance. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, everything's kind of blurring together. So they meet, And Bryce and Lao Ma are having a good time, and they seem to be clicking really good. And it seems like they're going to be able to get an alliance to go against Ming-Zu. And then Xena, like, fucks it all up because, you know, she didn't like how violent it wasn't going to be.
Yeah.
That's basically kind of what it is, because she wants the war.
Oh, yeah. Because she doesn't even agree with the whole making plans with each of the houses.
No, she wanted...
She's like, let's just take them both on and go.
Yeah, she just wanted to take both. But Barias is backdealing, and then Xena fucks up. And we see Lao Ma use powers on Xena here, too.
Yes. Because she throws her out of the tent.
Yes, she does.
But that never gets brought up until the second episode, where we actually get to see the full extent of the powers, really.
To be honest, it really never gets explained or brought up ever again.
No, she just has them and then teaches Xena how to use them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's with your will.
We see some more instruction on it in season 5, but, like, I just...
I find it incredibly sexy that you just can just remember which season and everything. It's great.
I actually even have the picture of, like, Gabrielle here on the hill, and, like, Xena's right here in her outfit that she had to wear because Lucy was super pregnant. Doing all, like, the moves. It's fine. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, with the sisters. Yep. I got the whole episode playing in my head. It's fine. It's fine.
And this episode ends pretty much with Xena being saved by Lao Ma.
Well, it ends in a couple of ways because there's the two storylines going, right? Because while we're getting all of Xena's backstory with Lao Ma, or like the start of the backstory with Lao Ma, Xena is still talking with Gabrielle in the present, in the now. And Gabrielle is still very much, no, you shouldn't be killing people. You cannot owe somebody so much. And she's like, no, I do. Like, I just do.
It's because it was like, you owe someone so much, you'd throw away these last few years.
Yes.
Meaning herself.
Yes.
And everything. And when Xena replies yes, the way Lucy does this is so...
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I'm sorry. It's painful to hear this, but yes.
Yes, and then you can tell it's breaking Xena's heart.
But she doesn't work at explaining this to Gabrielle at all. Like, she doesn't explain to Gabrielle at all. Like, if it wasn't for Lao Ma, there wouldn't be you. So, yes, we have...
Yeah, so how it's breaking her heart. Then we get to where then Barias double crosses Xena and gives her up because she broke his deals twice over.
Yeah, she broke both the deals, so...
And then kidnapped Ming Tian.
Which made everything harder.
Yes. Because she was trying to show Barias, this is how you just should do it. I'm right, you're wrong.
And I mean, if Barias hadn't double crossed her, she was right. He was wrong.
Yes. But he wasn't wrong in a tactical sense.
He wasn't wrong in the sense that it wasn't the moral thing to do. Tactically, you could make that play either way, right? Politically, no. But tactically, if you get one army... I mean, it's pretty easy to get the rest.
Because all Barias wanted to do was grab one to fight the other, then you'd have the combined forces to fight the one, and then turn around and fight the remaining dude.
Yeah. But that also makes you rely on, like, foreign alliances, and that's not going to work well for anybody. And it doesn't at the end of this episode, right?
It's true.
Who ends up getting together? The House of
Ming.
The two houses. The House of Ming and the House of Lao. So, all they did was succeed at bringing Qin together in the end. And then Barias, gives Xena up to Ming-Zu, who then chases her down.
Where Lao Ma picks her up and hides her away.
Yes. We also find out at this point in time that Lao Ma has a connection to Ming Tian, because we don't really find it. Like, I mean, you can assume it's her kid, but... Well,
because, when they came across in the forest, she's like, Ming Tian, I made something for you.
Yeah, and he just throws it away.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
And then Ming-Su is still like, you could have at least looked at it.
Yeah.
And that alone tells you, okay, that's his mom. At the very least, maybe a sister or something.
Yeah, there's
but
a connection,
it's a family
right?
thing, but
Yeah.
it's likely his mom.
And that's when we learn that Ming Tian is named the Green Dragon, because Ming-Su gets it brought to him to show it off, and he's like, oh, she knows my nickname for you.
Yeah, and it's a green dragon.
Yeah.
So.
It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Ba, ba, ba.
Bum, bum, bum.
And so Xena gets shuffled away with Lama with pretty much the whole "come with me if you want to live."
No, I mean, first Xena gets chased around. Lama hides her in a bathhouse. It looks like underwater.
Yes, because she's in her home in the bathroom, like the bath area.
Yeah.
Xena's under the water, and Ming-Su and Ming-Tian come walking in.
Yeah.
Demanding, like, where is she? Like, our people, like, our dogs lost her.
Yeah, they lost the scent. It's here. And I mean, that's sus.
Yeah.
But I guess he had his soldiers look around while they were confronting him or her.
Yeah.
And then they do the kissing thing underwater to get air, and it's kissing.
There's no, like, here,
It's
have air.
definitely
That's
kissing.
just kissing.
Like, kissing. Then they go away. And Xena is where she is, and then the next episode.
Well, that's
the last scene, and then we go.
Then we get back to our present.
Yes, where Xena is naked and covered in war paint,
jumping from a puddle of water. Not even a puddle of water. It's like a moat. I forgot the word. Okay. Up like feet of air from like water.
Yeah.
Whee!
Yeah.
You're like, you're telling me you can't fly?
No, she can't fly. And she's definitely only human and not a demigod.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
To land on top of the castle wall and go skulking around to find Ming Tian's resting place, which, if you didn't do the proper stuff, there's just lots of rooms you could have went into.
Yeah.
So...
Which also begs the question of how long is this supposed to be over? Because assuming they were back in Greece and not in Gaul or Britannia, which are further west, it's still a really long time to get from Greece to Chin. Like, Greece to China. I mean, I'd have to look at an atlas. Depending on how far into China, I guess. It might not be that far. I guess I could also use Google Maps, but I was raised in the 90s and we still used atlases.
I know.
So, also I love atlases. And people who don't love atlases are weird to me.
That's fair. So, yeah, not only the travel distance, it's like, then how long did you take to scale the, like, reconnaissance of the recon work? How long did that take?
Yeah. And how long did it take to paint your entire body black?
That probably didn't take that long.
And green. I mean, I have watched the shows. It takes a long time just to cover in one color.
That's fair.
And they're using airbrushes, not their fingers.
Okay, fair point. Never mind.
Or brush. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she just rolled around in it. But her hair was styled pretty good.
Yeah.
To keep it out of her face. I don't know. I have some logistical concerns, but I guess that's not really.
And furthermore, with the jumping out of the moat.
The moat jumping. Yeah.
Still no dripping water?
She had a little bit of dripping water. No, but she was covered. I think she was covered in grease paint, right? Which would make her.
Okay, water resistant. Got it.
Yeah, so she wouldn't be as drippy.
That would make sense.
But she would be slippy. Anyway, naked Xena gets into the bedroom and finds Gabrielle, which is probably her dream come true, just not in this situation.
No, well, she's got a dagger ready to go plunging into her chest.
Yeah. Why did Gabrielle stay under the blankets for that long?
I don't know.
Why was her whole face under the blankets to begin with?
Probably to give the illusion that the Green Dragon was actually sleeping.
I mean, but once you've got fuck. Once you've got Xena in the room, then she's already there. So once she's in the bedroom, you can jump her. Why is Gabrielle under the blankets? Stop it with the wiggly eyebrows. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. Like, your goal to get her not thinking jumping her on the bedroom. It's like
the goal, though, was to get her in the room to trap her. You don't need Gabrielle under blankets to do that, unless Xena can also see up through several windows, through several walls from far, far away.
She just jumped from a moat up, scaling the. Maybe she can.
Anyway, Gabrielle betrayed her best friend.
Betrayed. Da 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 da.
Yeah. Which is not cool.
No,
not
I fucking
cool
hate Gabrielle right now.
And this is the second time in 2 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second time in 2 episodes.
I'm going to lie to you. Now I'm going to do something to get you, betray you some more. Because one betrayal wasn't enough. Let me dig it deeper now.
Yeah. She gets her just desserts, though, because for the next 20 minutes, Xena refuses to talk to her. At all. In fact, Xena says no words. In present day.
Yeah. Until she actually, even with Gabrielle slapping her across the face, what are you doing to your best friend?
Why are you slapping her? I get you're trying to get her to confess, because you think getting her to confess means that she'll get free. First of all, what kind of... You've been traveling with Xena for 2 years, and you believe this stupid warlord, king, emperor dude. I don't even know what he is at this point, to be honest. You believe this guy's just gonna let somebody who tried to kill him go? You believe that?
Clearly she does. Because she's like, admit it, confess, and they'll just banish you.
She's so naive at this point, and it hurts because this is not where she should be 2 years in.
No, it shouldn't be.
If they wanted to pull this shit, last season, in season 2, that would be developmentally appropriate. But, there's a lot of just throw-in friendship out the window that I'm supposed to accept. And as an adult, I just don't. I think
as an adult, you didn't accept it when we were 17, bitch.
Hey... We were only 14 when these episodes were on. Fuck. So quiet.
Okay. You didn't even accept it then.
It's true. I did not.
You were so mad. Mm-hmm. Oh.
I remain mad to this day. But while
for valid reasons.
While Gabrielle's trying to negotiate with the Green Dragon for Xena's escape, which is not going to happen.
Release, not escape.
Whatever. It doesn't happen, and we learn more about Xena and Lao Ma stuff. So we learn about how her legs got healed from the smashing. Because that needed to happen. So she just used magic healing powers.
Which, speaking of that...
Waterbending. I'm calling it waterbending. That's what I'm calling it.
In the debt,
yes,
Lucy did absolutely amazing, always remembering that Xena's legs were smashed because she always had a crutch, and if she didn't have a crutch, she stumbled and she staggered.
Yes, she did.
And it was just the consistency of it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Very impressed.
This is a really good show for a show that had no business being good. It was on at 2 o'clock on a Saturday. Yeah. No one watches TV at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday. Except for us, apparently.
It was the only time that I was allowed the one TV that we had. And it wasn't contested. I didn't have my brother fighting for me. I didn't have my mom yelling at me for things, even when I had to do work. It was okay, she wants this 1 hour, let her have this 1 hour. Right? So I think she thought I was watching Hercules.
I mean, maybe. I know that Star Trek was then after it, and then, Voyager was on not long after. You know what Voyager had in it?
I know Sinbad, Xena, Hercules.
Yes. Yes. And I think it started at...
12.
12. But I think it was Sinbad, Hercules, Xena.
I think you're right. I know they changed them up on occasion, too.
They did, depending on the storyline, because the Xena and Hercules storylines would sometimes...
intermingle?
Yeah, and they'd just swap which one needed to be first for the storyline.
Yeah.
They did that a few times.
Which threw me off sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to watch Hercules.
Yeah, and if you didn't watch both and you didn't know...
You got very confused.
Yeah.
So, actually, the disclaimer in the debt was no Frock Tarts were killed during the production of the motion picture, although they wish they had been.
No what?
Frock Tarts.
What are those?
Did not look that up yet.
Alright, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it.
I'm worried about it, actually, so we're just gonna... So, does the debt 2, does that open up with Xena on her knees in this wooden...
No, the debt 2 opens up with Xena being tossed into the thingy.
Right.
She's got to go down into the water, and then, like, all the other prisoners are giving her clothes because she is naked. And then she's like, why are they giving me clothes? And the guy's like, because you're naked, and also because you tried to kill the guy who's really, really oppressing us really bad. Like, we hate him. He's awful. Thank you for doing that.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't have this conversation with my OCD wife.
Probably not, no.
So we're going to skip that. If you'd like to know, feel free to email. And they had said, we had heard you got betrayed by a friend.
Yeah.
The guards, as they threw her into, like, we heard the whole reason is you got betrayed by a friend. And her line is not by a friend.
Yes, not by a friend. And then, like 5 minutes later, Ming Tian calls Gabrielle out on her love for Xena.
Yep. So, you could take that, like...
Subtext my ass.
Like, not by a friend. So people are like, oh, no, she doesn't think Gabrielle's her friend. She doesn't like that. But really, it's... Guys, assholes, it's not a friend of mine.
And I never took it as a friend either.
Right?
I took it as family, alright? I wasn't, like, quite working it out that way right, but...
Yeah, I took it as, like, no, that's her family.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
Yeah, it's her
It's
family.
not a friend to her. It's more. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, so rewatching it and seeing that subtext went way out the fucking window long ago.
But I like that it was just enough that... I guess maybe if you weren't looking for it, or if you... weren't aware of, like, if you were a teenager, which is what the show was meant for, you wouldn't pick up on it.
No.
We could buy all the safe anti-gay people in the 90s.
Oh, the censoring ship?
Yeah.
So then we get with Lao Ma, who she's teaching Xena different ways and how her will to be, and learn how Lao Ma is running the House of Ma and the area around it.
House of Lao.
Right. Nope, House of Ma.
I mean, she is the one in charge of the house. She keeps her husband just barely alive. So she can run everything.
And once again, subtext out the window, because Lao Ma sat there and told Xena, you should just stay here with me.
We can rule this together.
Rule it with me, be my warrior princess.
Yes. She says the words, be my warrior princess. You don't say those words to somebody. Those are nice words. Just gonna leave it at that. They're nice words.
So, hard leaning into the Lao Ma Xena being a thing.
Yeah, there's even a really, really tender moment that gets interrupted by Boreas. And then, like, after that, Xena goes right back to being Xena. Basically.
That's where because she had just healed her legs, and it's like these beautiful moments of throwing ribbons and pulling them to each other after, I do believe it was after Xena had sit there and said that she could serve Lao Ma.
I think so. And it was after she had done the whole exercise of serving Ming Tzu.
Yes. Where, and Lao Ma was like, it's easy to serve someone you love, you have to serve someone you hate.
Yeah.
Because you have to learn to let go of your emotions. You have to learn to find peace within yourself.
You have to learn how to compartmentalize.
And so then Lao Ma leaves Xena and Boreas alone.
Which was probably a bad idea.
To deal, because it was showing that Xena could have this amazing person in herself where she's
and
good
restraint.
And
yeah, she could have restraint and she could think different things for herself, but Lao Ma just, it's like kind of reintroducing the drugs back to an addict. Instead of leaving that out of them, right? Like, it's just bringing them back to that environment, and that's exactly what happened. She just fell right into her Xena-ness.
Yep, because they left Boreas and Xena alone, and they crawled to each other. You knew what was going to happen.
Oh yeah. On a kid's show. Anyway, sorry, it's funny to me. It's funny to me as an adult watching it and not remembering any of this as a kid and being like, wow, this was pretty grown up for a kid's show.
You're right.
But alright, that's fine. I don't remember what happens after that, to be honest. Like, I remember what happens in the present day. I don't remember what happens in the past.
And that's pretty much all we're gonna get. If I remember correctly, because then it just goes right to our present day, where we have Gabrielle crying for Xena to confess, and then we have Gabrielle going down into the dungeon because the sentence has been set to be executed.
Because that's when we find out all the other stuff about the leg healing and the Boreas. But we also find out that Xena ended up betraying Lao Ma. Like, she killed Ming Tu. Xena killed Ming Tu because they had a big group to try to get everybody to, like, agree on everything. But Ming Tu wasn't having this whole keeping Xena from me because Xena is mine and she was mine to do it and kill how I wanted to.
Right, the poker game. Or dice game.
Yeah, the dice game. Which was lame. But so she ends up killing Ming Tu. She goes to kill the kid, which was her problem. Don't attack kids. Like, that's just like a pretty standard rule. That's even her rule, which makes me think she doesn't have Solon at this point.
Right?
So,
because that was one of her rules. Like, women and children were always supposed to be safe from her armies. And
yeah. So it doesn't make sense. That's never really explained, I don't think, either. No. Which is okay. I guess it's a show from a long time ago. But she goes to kill the kid, and then Lao Ma kicks her out, and then they end up... And that's kind of like it. Xena's just sad because she betrayed her friend.
The friend who's healed her, who's shown her the way. And
yeah, but she also admits she wasn't ready at that time.
Yeah.
Woo! Alarm for the bus. So we're going to wrap this up, hopefully. Sorry about that, guys. And she just tells that all to Gabrielle. And Gabrielle goes back up to try to bargain again. Doesn't get through. Then we see Xena being brought up and laid out on the kanji. Is that what it's called?
I think so.
It's like a death thing. She's laid out on the death thing, and she's chained up, and they're getting ready to do whatever you're gonna do. The execution, which looks like it comes in steps. So
it looks like they start with the brain, and then they keep going to, like, remove organs.
Ming Tian admitted that he was the one that actually executed Lao Ma.
Because he knew Lao Ma wouldn't use her powers against her little boy.
Yeah. Because he knew she was weak.
Yep.
Which, this is where we know that's why she asked Xena to do it.
Yes.
Because she knew that the only one that would and could would be Xena.
Yes.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, Lao Ma still... I mean...
Even if they're a murderous tyrant?
I don't know. How about maybe not ask me that question?
That's fair. I couldn't... I can't answer it myself, so we're just gonna... Whoop! Under the rug. We don't have to worry about it.
But as she's about to go, she taps into those powers that Lao Ma had, and she gets out of it, breaks down the castle, kills a bunch of people.
Promises Gabrielle that she's not there to kill.
No, that she's done with that.
Ming Tian, because she knocked him down a peg. He doesn't need to be killed.
She's looking for healing.
And it ends with showing that Ming Tian has been stabbed through the temple with the hairpin Xena had.
Yeah, that Lao Ma had given her, and that Lao Ma had kept, and that Ming Tian had given Xena
Ming Tian
back.
gave it to Xena back, saying, "Mother wanted you to have this. How fitting, blah, blah, blah."
Yeah. So he basically ended up getting killed because he was too cocky.
Yeah. Shock, because that doesn't happen ever.
She was ready to go. She was ready to go and leave him alive. But he talked too much.
He did. He talked. She was ready to walk away from it all after promising Gabrielle didn't need to do it. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, "Ah ha ha! I'm the one who killed Mom. Ha ha ha! I beat her."
Yeah, and
she went, "Well, now I got to kill you because you're an ass."
Yeah. So the final shot is just Ming Tian with the hairpin in his temple, and that's the final shot. Fade to black. Disclaimer is.
Xena and Gabrielle's relationship suffered yet another blow, although Gabrielle doesn't know it yet during the production of this motion picture.
Which suggests that this is Xena's fault somehow, but it's Gabrielle's fault. Also, it's Ming Tian's fault. But we're going to wrap up because we got to go get our little dude off the bus. For me, these 2 episodes were a solid 8. Both of them.
Put together.
Top notch. Top notch, both episodes.
Yes.
I loved them so much.
I've always enjoyed the dad.
If you guys want to talk to us about anything, you can reach us at astheshockroomturns@gmail.com or find us on our socials at astheshockroomturns.
100%. We'll be there for you.
Till next time. Bye.